Much of a mess.
All right. Hold on. Yeah, just bring the power. It'll come around. Just okay. Now let it go, roll straight until we get that. We make sure that the airplane is going straight, because the idea here is, you know, if we know that the tail will straight like it is now, it's fairly, you're not, and the wind's on the nose. Don't worry about trying. You're not going to have to use any rudder. But remember, we did this last time when the tail came off the ground. We have P factor, so it's going to go a little bit to the left, and the wind's right down the runway. So you're just going to add just a touch of right rudder. Just make sure your heels are on the floorboards, and you can't screw this up, because you know it lifts off at around 50. We have 10 to 15 on the nose. We're going 40 mile-an-hour ground speed when she lifts off. So the idea is keep the stick in neutral, let the tail come off the ground. It will go to the left a little bit. You add a little touch of right rudder, but when the tail comes off the ground, it's ready to fly. So you just gently bring it up in the air, let it accelerate to 75 miles an hour. That's always the magic number in the Stearman, 75 in ground effect. We bring the power back to 1850, and then we climb out at that power setting. But I'll tell you all that when we're airborne. So the idea is just to look straight ahead, focus on infinity, pick up these little white runway markers, and keep it in the middle of the runway, which is not going to be hard here today.
Okay.
She's yours. I want you to do this. So whenever you're ready, just gently bring the power on in. Let's go fly.
Okay, power coming in.
There you go. So now we know that we're going straight down the runway. Perfect. And just at this point, go ahead and commit to the takeoff. Power all the way forward, all the way. There you go. Tail's already off the ground. We're ready to go fly. Bring the nose on up, and away we go. And a little right, there we go. And now lower the nose, give me that airspeed, and then we'll bring the power back to 1850. Come back on the throttle. There you go, right there, good. Now, let's make a right-hand turn here. Steve, I want you to go up this way, and we'll go around that tower here, because Polk City's right ahead of us here. You notice how quick that tail came up?
Yeah, it was,
I was surprised, actually. I was like, wow, it's already ready to fly. There we go. We'll roll the wings back to level here. Now, that's my technique. Some people have you fly it off in a three-point attitude, and that's okay, especially when the wind's right down the runway. But when there's a crosswind, that's, in my opinion, it's not the time to do that. So I like doing it, let the tail fly first. We'll keep on climbing out at 75. Let's make a left-hand turn at this point, and we'll head on out there where we were last time. We'll go out to our practice area. And just remember, on that left-hand turn, you need absolutely no rudder.
Roger.
There we go. We'll get some back to that. We get some free. Mother Nature's pushing us up right now. Wow, we're almost at 1,000 feet. That's quick. All right. So like before, this road right down below you, this is our limit here of our easternmost part of our flight here today. The Boeing Stearman Model for Orlando touches this road right down here below you.
Okay.
So where we're going, we're heading, that's where we're going.
Right, so it's the right turn.
Yes, perfect direction. And you know what, let's go up, we'll continue our climb up. I always like to start off at about 1,300 feet. And then whatever you like to do, you can go do some low stuff a little bit later on, or whatever you'd like to do here today.
Okay.
So we'll start that at 13. Let's take another left-hand turn. We'll work our way to the west to get ourselves away from houses and what have you. There we go. And then once we get up here to 13, we'll level out and we'll bring the power back to about 1750.
Okay.
got up here in record time, man. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Wow. Sounds like being shot up out of a rocket. Steve, go ahead and bring the power on back for me, 1750.
1750, right?
There we go. And you can see that at 1750 power setting, now we're at about 16. So, yeah, when it's halfway between the 7 and the 8, that's what we're looking for. There we go, right around in here someplace. Cool. And I'm looking behind you. I'm looking around you. There's no one around here at all. So, you know, let's start off doing some turns up here. We'll kind of warm you back up to what this thing takes. So we'll start off left or right, your choice. And again, remember that those wires that are directly ahead of you, those are our 45-degree angle of bank wires. So if you want to do a 45, let's actually start off doing that. Let's do a 360 left and right on our 45-degree angle. So put those wires parallel with the horizon and a little above.
Going round to the right.
Okay.
All clear, bump to the right. Make your exit turn.
And it looks like you found some nice smooth air here. That's weird how it's bumpy back there, smooth here. So this is, you can see the vent lines down below you. 90 degrees. Holding the power back to about here. That's a 180 there. Beautiful. 270 would be here. .360's here. Great. Let's try one to your left. And no one around.
Okay. So to the left.
To the left.
All clear to the left. Commencing turn.
There we go. Interesting how it was really rough about a mile to the east, and here it's smooth. Maybe it has something to do with the influence of the cloud, the shade from the cloud from above. That's weird. All right, so you're doing good here. There we are, 360. We'll roll it out here. Now push the throttle, the power up about 50 RPM. Perfect right there. Okay, let's try it. Let's try a 60-degree angle of bank, 360. Left or right, your choice. So like we did before, go back to that 45, and then just go about 15 degrees beyond that.
Roger. Turning to the right.
To the right, okay.
All clear to the right.
There he goes, 45, 55, 60, there you go. Now this you're gonna, there you go. You know what, when you do these steep turns and the nose, and you allow the nose to fall, bringing it up with the elevator, you can feel it. All right, that's 360 there. We'll roll it on now. Let's try one to the left. Now, when you do this 60-degree thing, just work on keeping that wire a little above the horizon from the get-go. Don't allow the wire to fall below the horizon. There's no one around.
All clear to the left. Commencing turn.
45. There you go. Beautiful. That's much better. Perfect, Steve. Right there. Hold it there. And we'll roll it on out. So those 60-degree angle of bank turns, you know, those are on your commercial check ride. Those are, I think when I got my commercial, those were the ones I had to work on the most, you know, and the people say, it's just a turn. Yeah, well, once you go past that 45, it comes down unless you stay on top of it. Cool.
Yeah, you just really watch the slide, don't you?
Yeah.
The right way now.
And of course, you know, when you're trying to bring the nose up with the elevator, you know, you start to load up the wings, and at that bank angle, your stall speed's right around 70, maybe it's like 72. So you can actually do an accelerated stall, and if it was to do an accelerated stall like that, it's just going to go back the other direction. Like if you're going to the left, it's going to stall, it's going to snap back to the right. We did this before. Did you like the Lazy 8s?
Yeah, I did.
All right. There's no one around. Remember that the key on the Lazy 8 is starting off with a shallow angle of bank. The shallower your angle of bank that you start with, the better the maneuver's going to be. I'm actually okay where you're at right now. You're at about 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet. We're fine. We don't have to go up any higher. But let's try it lazy 8. Let's go to your right.
Actually, just walk me through it again. So
Okay, so I want you to lower the nose, get a little bit more speed, so put it into a dive. All right, there's your gut, perfect. 10 degrees, bring the nose on up. Now just freeze the stick right there. Don't move the stick at all. This is more of a wing over. So you have to add a lot of right rudder. Now there's the stall. Yeah, it's stalled right there. Now, feel what I do. Just remember on this one, remember 10 degrees to your left right there. If you want to do these nice and steep, that's fine, but we're rolling that 10 degrees and hold it right there. Now, at this point, it won't stall. Now, start rolling it to your right. Now, do the same thing to your right. Shallow angle bank, roll it right on through. And much better. Hold it right there. Now, add that right rudder right here. Good. And back to your left and up. Oh, it's going to be a nice... So the first one, you rolled in not much bank angle, and you brought the nose up pretty steep, so basically it's more of a wing over or a stall turn, which is what it did. You know, that's why you had to crank in a lot of rudder, because you're going up pretty steep. You got to get on that rudder to help it come through. Let's go back up to 1,000. We'll do another one.
Okay.
You like those?
Oh yeah, great fun.
Those are fun. And you can see this is kind of a dog on the climb back up here. There's 900 feet, coming up on 900 feet, 850. Nice and smooth right here. Wow.
Lovely, isn't it?
There's 950 Ramos. We'll go to 1,000. We're going up 300 feet a minute, so just a couple more seconds here. And then we'll level out, and then we'll bring the power back to 1750, and then we'll do a couple more of these lazy 8s. But you can see what happens if you do them really, really steep. You actually have to try to recover a little quicker than normal, because you know, when this airplane's going down, it's speeding up in a big way. And then when you recover, the faster it goes, obviously, the more cheese you're going to pull. All right, here we are at 1,000. Let's go ahead and lower the nose and put it into a shallow dive.
Okay.
There we go. There's 90. Shallow angle of bank. Let's go to your left. Or right, that's fine. Bring it on up. Good. Little right rudder right here over the top. Nice job right there. Beautiful. Start recovering here. Back to your left. Roll it right on through. 10 degrees to your left. There you go. Nice. And that's vertical right there. Good. Back to your right. Let's do another one. Roll it right on through. And we'll roll it on out. Now, when you do these for your commercial ride, basically what you want to do is you want to line up with the section line, and the idea is to do the first lazy 8 and come out at 180 degrees from what you started. Then you do go the other way, and you come out the same way that you started, so it's a 180 degree turn back and forth. Cool. Go ahead and add some power. Go back up. Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, it's great fun. Do this all the day.
There you go, 1850, perfect. That's our climb power setting, and we'll head on back up. Looks good. Ooh, what a day. You know what? The older the day is getting, the better it's getting. Because earlier this morning, it was bumpy up here. Now it's nice.
I was actually a bit worried you wouldn't be flying today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No. Let's do a 180 left or right, your choice. The wind's blowing us to the east at a pretty good clip here. We'll turn back around.
Okay, going to the left.
To the left, okay.
Still climbing in the turn.
Now, last time you flew this, well, I know we did stalls. Did we do all the stalls? All 3 stalls, 4 stalls?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Did you want to go through those, or you just want to fly it around?
Now let's go through the stalls.
Okay. Well, I always start off with a partial power off stall. So I'm going to bring the car beat to hot, bring the power back gently to about 1,300 RPM.
1,300.
And remember on this one, when it stalls, don't lower the nose. Just hold the stick right where it's at. All right. There's 15, 14, Now, go ahead and lower the nose. Speed it on up. Little unorthodox at first. There you go. Now, what I want you to do is, again, listen for the whistle. Pick up the whistle. Can you hear the whistle? The wires? All right. That's what you're going to be using when you land this thing. And bring the nose on up right here. Now just listen to it. Good. Hold it right there. Right there. Perfect. You're going to feel the flutter here on the elevator, and here's your stall. The first one's there.
Yeah.
It's straight ahead. And now listen to it. You can hear the whistle.
Yeah.
Perfect. We'll bring the power back in gently to 1750. Carpet goes to cold. All right. Departure stall or power on stall. Now, when you do this right and it's nice and smooth, the nose is actually going to lower itself to the horizon on its own. That's great on the power. Now, as you slow the airplane down on the climb here, you got to increase your right rudder pedal. There you go. Hold the stick right there. It'll stall. Here it is right here. So it flops around, speeds up, the nose will come right back up. Very nice. So again, as far as I'm concerned, it's got the best stall characteristics of any airplane I've ever flown before. I mean, it's just really, really nice in the stall. The only time you can ever get yourself in any problems with the Stearman is if you stall it with a lot of power and that ball is somewhere way out towards the left or to the right. Basically, if it's going to snap roll, and because that's what you're telling it to do, and because that's the control input for a snap roll. Let's make a right-hand turn. There's some houses ahead of you. Got a couple more stalls I want you to do here.
All clear left, all clear to the right. To the right.
There we go. All right. This next one is the approach stall, or what I was taught is the power off stall. We did this before. I always like to have people do the power off stalls because you can smell the exhaust fumes coming into the cockpit, so you start to learn how to fly by using your sense of smell. Go ahead and lower the nose here, keep it flying, and now I'm going to bring the carpet to hot and gently start bringing the power back for me. And basically what we're looking for here is idle. Now, Steve, on this stall, right before the airplane stalls, what I want you to do is I want you to look between the wing struts out there, and you can actually start to see the fabric flapping around, so you can see the departure of the arrow over the wing. So bring the power all the way back, all the way back. There you go. And at this point, start bringing the nose on up. Listen to it. It's going to shake, shudder here. You're going to feel it. There's your exhaust fumes. I can feel the heat off the engine. There's your stall there. And it's flying, you can hear it. Bring the power back in. Away you go. Pretty nice, huh?
Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? It's a lovely aeroplane to fly it.
You know, the Harvard that you flew, I'm sure I said this last time, I say this every time. You're not doing stalls in the Harvard because you're not supposed to do them. You can actually get that airplane to go into a flat spin that you have to punch out, you have to jump out of it. So in the manual it says intentional spins prohibited, and actually it's on the instrument panel.
Yeah, it was a very interesting aeroplane to fly, a complex aeroplane, obviously.
6,000 pounds of metal that you're flying, and airspeed is extremely important in that thing. You never want to get a T6 slowed down, because you know what? That airplane will do some strange things, you know, if you get it slowed down. All right, this is what I want you to do on this last stall here, is do a 10-degree turn to your left. Good, and just gently bring the nose up. Don't let it get any steeper than this. Bring the nose up some more. Oh, it's not gonna work here. Go ahead and roll it on out. Let me demonstrate this to you, just stay with me.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do a turning stall. So let's say you buzz your friend's house with a lot of power. 10 degrees, and you're kind of doing a climbing turn now. And watch what this thing does. So we're not going to get it real steep because the nose will just fall through. Right about here, the upper right and the lower right wing will stall first.
Okay, I see.
And then you're back basically to level flight. So it basically recovers itself. You don't really have to do anything. If you crank, if you allow the airplane, you got it by the way. If you crank it more angle of bang, basically the nose is just, it's going to stall, the nose is going to fall through, as you would expect. Anyways.
Yeah, the Harvard, I was doing some reading into flight accidents with the Harvard.
Uh-huh.
And as you say, it all seems to to be either approach or people getting too slow in the aircraft. You read through the RAF records, and a lot of accidents were due to the aircraft being too slow or landing accidents are the main ones.
Oh yeah. But that airplane, like any other, they say the stall spin with that, you know, going from base to final, that was a big deal. The Ryan PT-22, that basic trainer that was used by the Army Air Corps, they actually called that airplane the Cadet Killer because of the stall spin accident rate on base to final. The Harvard, the T6 was the same way. If you got that thing slow, you got behind the power curve with it, you don't have, there's not enough horsepower to get you out of it, even though you have 600 horsepower. That thing weighs 6,000 pounds. So, anyways.
Yeah, well, the Australians turned it into a fighter, didn't they?
Yeah.
Boomerang.
Right. Well, whatever else you'd like to do, you want to try some more steep turns, lazy A's, if you want to drop down and do some low flight, we can do that. Whatever you like to do.
Let's do a couple of wing overs and then go down low.
You got it. You let me look behind you.
Okay.
I see nothing.
Okay, nothing here. Okay, so wing over to the right.
To the right. So there we go. All right. Now listen to this thing spool up. There's 120, 130, 125. Let's try another one to your left.
Okay, to the left.
Wow, listen to that. That's about 145. That might be the fastest I've ever seen this thing going.
Okay, right. I'm not overstressing the aircraft.
Oh, heck, you can't. But if you want to do another one of those, we'll go up any higher. If you want to go down low, we can go down low.
Oh, let's go down low.
Okay, you got it. Bring the power back to about 1,400, and we'll make a 180. This is a great area to do that because, again, looking down below, there's nothing down there.
Okay, turn to the right, 180, bringing back the power.
So you like my bird, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful, man. It really is. So, you must have one of the best jobs in the world.
I do. I believe I do. You asked me about this, and I'll tell you, the max G loading on this thing before it breaks, 9. Yeah, okay. 9. You can't pull 9. It was too slow to pull 9.
No, you're right. It's, I don't, yeah.
So you really don't have to worry about it. You know, I was talking to Kermit about the Grumman Wildcat that flew.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, and then we'll bring the power in here. I said, tell me about the Wildcat. What does it like to fly? And he said, it's interesting because the airplane has no VNE. It'll go as fast as you can get it going. There is no G limit on it. He says, for its time, it's just a pure fighter. You got in it, you just flew it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the numbers. And it lands slow. I mean, it lands about 65 or 75 miles an hour.
It's carrier-based aircraft.
Exactly. So if the carrier is going 40 and you land at 75, 80, I don't know. I know that's hard to do, but I think I could do it. Your forward speed's like 50, 60 miles an hour when you hit that carrier.
Yeah, I spent 25 years at sea. I worked in the oil cycling industry. The biggest problem with air operations at sea is heat. It's the roll of the deck.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The time that it's actually heating up and down.
Oh, do they have to time it when the ship's up or down? Yeah. I guess you do.
So this is called the heat.
Yeah, okay.
So that's your biggest problem with it. Quite fast.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather just deal with crosswinds. That's fine.
Somebody's house here. You want to go around this or?
Yeah, go to your right here. There we go. We'll just avoid these houses down there. I try to be mindful of the neighbors here.
Yeah, understood. Yeah, we have big problems where I fly at home because there's an awful lot of rich people who live round the airfield. getting complaints about
Yeah.
so overflew my swimming pool. You know, we always wonder why they're always worried about us overswimming their swimming pools, you know.
Yeah, we don't. There's one guy who lives around here that has complained, and he lives. That's why I had you go around that red and white tower. He lives on the base of that tower, so I tried to give him a white berth so we don't make him mad.
Okay.
But he's over here in Polk City.
You know, oh, it's just lovely.
You know, if you think about it, look at all the places that we can land. This looks like this would be a nice airstrip right here.
Oh, right, yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
The wind's out of the northwest. We have actually a direct crosswind there, so maybe not so much. But let's make a right-hand turn. As you come around, Steve, you're going to see a big tower right there. There's a cell tower right there. Oh, but since we're here, if you look right over here, head over towards that. That's the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus Elephant Farm.
Oh, right, okay.
And if you go over there, I'm certain you'll see maybe 20 elephants outside here today. This is where they hatch the new ones.
Oh, right.
And they train them as well. And they have little railroad cars down there. And they transport them. So old ones come live out their days here. They breed them here. They train them here before they go on circus duties all around the world.
Oh, that's great.
You can see them, and unless you knew that was there, you would never know, because you can't see it from the road. Go a little bit more to your right, so we're not flying. There you go. This is fine.
Oh, you can see the railroad cars.
See there's some right over here on the south side. They live right here.
You can see two there, yeah?
There's two. Yeah, there's one there. There's like three there. You never thought you'd see elephants in Central Florida, right?
No.
There's two more over there. There's four over there. Anyways, let's go back up about 800 feet here,
Roger.
and we'll make a right-hand turn. So 75 miles an hour, and we'll head over towards about a 90-degree turn to your right.
Okay, so just let it climb up to 700 or climbing?
Yeah. 700-800 is fine. We'll enter the pattern actually from way over here. If you make a right-hand turn, there's a prison right here. Fantasy Flight is over there. On the other side of the motorway is the bluish-green water tower. Right around in here. Well, if you roll it on out, perfect. Now, you can see our ground speed just went down to almost nothing.
Whoa, yeah.
There we go. So what we want to do, I'm going to have you do the pattern here. I'm going to follow through with you on the landing, 75 miles an hour. The key here, especially with the wind that we have on the nose, is keep it a little bit on the higher side on final, because this airplane drops out of the sky so quickly that if you think you're high, you just bring the power back. If you drag it in with a lot of power, you're not going to see the runway at all. So that's not what you want to do. And over here off your left, this was an old abandoned airfield right there. You see it's kind of cut out of the trees right here?
Yeah, I got you. Was that military or local?
I don't, it was, to be honest with you, it was possibly used as a drug strip, I think. It's right next to the interstate there.
Oh, back to the
There's a lot of those around here.
The square grouper era.
There we go. Doing good. All right, so right about now, you should be able to see Fantasy Flight. It's at about the 1 o'clock there.
Yeah,
and
right.
the bluish-green water towers right over the nose. You got a nice built-in crab angle over here at about 800 feet. We're looking fine. 700-800 feet is fine. Just as long as we don't fly over that prison down there, that's all.
They get a bit edgy, do they?
I just don't want to see a sheriff's car coming up and the guy coming to the fence and saying, hey, can I talk to you?
Right.
It's not illegal to fly over it. It's just that I don't think they will want that.
I'm with you, yeah.
All right, so When we get up here a little bit more, you can actually bring the power back to about 1700 RPM here. There you go. That's perfect.
Whoops. Actually, I'm looking forward to Meg coming up because she has never flown. She spent her entire life watching me fly, but she's never flown.
She's never flown with you?
No.
Wow. Well, I'm happy again. I'm actually privileged to take her flying with me, and it's nice and smooth, so it should be a nice flight. And I'll talk to her so we can create a nice experience for her before we go up.
That's great. She does gabble. I do warn you. She does talk.
Okay. All right, so there we have Fantasy of Flight right there. Just keep going. Right now, again, you're on a extended right base for runway 13. You can see the wind drift on the water down there.
Yep.
So the idea is when you come down the glide slope, you will see the runway, and then when you flare, you want to look straight ahead and try to pick up those little white runway markers. And you don't want to look left and right, because if you look left and right, you're going to go left and right.
Look straight ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Just make sure the heels of your feet are on the rudder, on the floorboards, and nothing bad here can happen. We have no crosswind component, and we should touch down at right around ground speed's going to be about 45. All right, there's your runway. When you're ready to turn final, we'll make a right-hand turn.
Roger. Okay.
Do you see it? Right over here.
Roger. Turning final.
Turning final. And 75 miles an hour is the magic number. All right, there's your runway. Now, you can look there, you can say, wow, we're probably pretty high.
Yeah.
And just bring the power back to about 1,500 RPM and keep it right about here. Because again, if we lost the engine right now, we're not making that runway. Yeah. We'd land in this field off your right. There you go. All right, now start bringing the power back a little bit. Now, pick up the whistle. Listen for the whistle of the wind in the wires. That's what's critical here. I'm going to follow through with you. Just line it on up. There you go. Now we're bringing the power back here. Now, lower the nose. Let it come on down. There you go. That's perfect. Now, pick up that whistle sound. Get it back to the right a little bit. There we go. Oops. Chop the power to idle. Now, listen to it. Bring the nose up. Now, lower the that. Lower the nose, let it come down, and there's the runway.
Yeah, she's just got a little bit frisky just
Yeah.
there.
And right about here, when you get it slow, it starts wandering around the runway here. I will make a right-hand turn and take me home.
A little bit of power. Oops.
Okay, you can go off the runway. There's nothing over here. You go around that marker there, by the way. So the idea on the landing is, come down just like the 172, and you flare it, and you just listen to it, and you have to get used to having the airplane about 2-3 inches off the ground. We'll make a right-hand turn here. We'll head on back over towards the runway here.
Ground handling is a little different.
Yes. Did you have fun?
Yeah, did I just. Oh. I did enjoy that. Thanks very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I'm actually in Uruguay at the moment. So,
Uruguay?
Yeah, so I'm actually getting a bit of flying down there. They got a couple of Tomahawks, so it's not a P-40, I might add, unfortunately.
Boy, that's an underpowered plane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tomahawk?
Yeah, the P-28.
What's the altitude there where you're flying at?
Oh, it's only about 2,000 or 3,000 feet. It's I'm actually on sea level. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, but it's yeah, you're right. It is very, very underpowered. Whoops, a daisy.
Yeah, there's those markers there. We'll make a left-hand turn on our main runway. You don't need that much. There we go. Just real slow, easy on the power.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot. You got that big propeller up there. There we go.
Find it a wee bit. Is it okay here?
Yep, back to your left.
Back to my left.
And I'll tell you, I'll take her from here.
You have control.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, people say, and it's true, my last gentleman had never flown a plane. I said, this whole experience of you taxiing on the ground here is on the way out. I said, it'll probably be the hardest part of your flight. And we got back, and he was taxiing back, and he's like, yeah, it was by far.
It's yeah, it's interesting when you're so used to a 172 where
Right.
you got nice, it's on the wheels right on the front. It's really not a problem, and all the rest of it. Suddenly, you've got to really work to.
You got to work on this, exactly. So, Steve, go ahead and bring the mixture all the way back to lean.
Mixture to lean.
And you can, if you like, you can turn the magnetos to off.
Mags to off.
There you go. And that completes our mission. Great
Thank
job.
you very much.